Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play. Ready? Play.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from. Just having a quick look at the list of matches that are going on right now. We can see Navarro and Avanesian have got underway in a WTA event, but we are, of course, here to talk about the United Cup and, more pertinently, the match between Hurkacz and Zhizhen. Hopefully I've been saying those names correctly. So anyway, welcome aboard. Of course, we have Miles right now commentating on Osaka and Pliskova. I have him in the corner of my eye, whilst I have Hurkacz on the TV screen in front of me. Do let me know in the live chat who you're supporting today, what you think is going to happen, etc., etc., etc. As Hurkacz comes into the net, by the way, and puts a smash away and takes the first game. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're almost like Talking Tennis 2 today. Who are you supporting? Who do you think is going to win? I'm going to put a poll in the live chat right now. Let's start that poll. Who's winning? Hurkacz. I guess he's the favorite, but maybe some of you think Zhang. Zhang, of course, comfortably beaten the other day by Novak Djokovic. And this is the first leg, if you like, the first match of the tie. Best of three, of course. We might not even need the third match if both Polish players win their particular singles encounters. Hurkacz here pushing Zhang from side to side and winning the first point of the second game. So there's our poll that we've just posted on YouTube. Do get voting in the poll and let me know your thoughts on this particular encounter in the live chat as well. Let's share sort of some of the United Cup stuff for you on the screen, including the live scores as we speak. I can see that Garcia is up a break on Paolini, although Paolini is threatening to break back. There you go. Zhang down the tee, by the way. And now he's got a smash, and he does it pretty well. But he is 15-30 down on his serve. Is this going to be a successful lob? No, it's not. So it's 30 all. Just going to get my phone. Also, let me know in the live chat where you're tuning in from. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. As Hurkacz goes long on the return, and it's a game point for Zhang.
Actually, I'm imagining that.
We are now back at deuce, though. Hurkacz wins the next point.
She's all right.
So a little tricky opening game here for Zhang. And Paolini has broken back, by the way, against Garcia. So they're at 3 all. Zhang nets, and we've got a break point for Hurkacz. Break point, ladies and gentlemen. And Hurkacz breaks. So it's 2-love. Plenty of sun cream on the face of Hubert. And a little stat there, winning a set after the early break. 81% is Hurkacz's stats for his career, I guess. And I guess when they say early break, I guess they mean the first game, do they? Anyway, it's a quirky stack I've not seen before. Oh, a net cord goes the way of Zhang there. Lucky boy. Lucky boy Zhang. Goes out wide there, and he's held that next point, so that's 15 all. Oh, I can see Damien come to join the party. Our resident Pole. Second serve here for Zhang to look at. Backhand return. The forehand of Zhang cross court. I see you. Oh, I see you have joined us, Damien. I'm not sure if your camera's working or maybe it's intentional. How are you doing? Oh, maybe my earpods are connected. I don't think so. Let's have a look at something. Hang on. Okay. Oui. Can I get the score back on the screen for you, people? It's on YouTube, Jesus or Jesus. There we go. Do hit the like button, Jesus, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we've got a break point here on the Hurkacz serve. By the way, when I say it's on YouTube, Jesus, I should qualify that by saying it's an ace down the tee, by the way, so we're back at deuce. I should qualify that by saying, depending on where you are in the world, where are you tuning in from, Jesus? And then I might be able to help you as to whether it's on YouTube or not in your country. We have advantage Hurkacz, by the way, so he's in a much better position than he was a minute ago because he was facing a break point. Although very much in the rally. Here's a lovely forehand there from Zhang, and the forehand from Hurkacz goes long, and we're back at deuce. Goes down the tee. It's an ace. Again, Hurkacz at this juncture, pulling up the goods on his serve. He now has a game point. Pliskova and Osaka, by the way, are 4-all on serve. It's his third ace already for Hurkacz. It's only his second service game. Do hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's a lovely return there from Zhang. Puts himself in charge of the rally, comes into the net. Tricky volley for him, though. Oh, he deals with it with aplomb, though. Lovely play there from Zhang. To the applause of his team. And we are back at deuce. Backhand from Zhang goes into the net, and we've got a game point for Hubert. How are we getting on with the Garcia match against Pani? Garcia is back up a break. In fact, she's one game away from winning the first set as Hurkacz consolidates his break and leads 3-love. Hey, Jane, how are you doing? Jane there flitting between streams. Well, good news for your man. And Damien should be with us shortly, fingers crossed. Jane, hopefully, if you are stopping by, do make sure you hit the like button. And anyone else. I don't know if Jesus is still with us. Jesus could be in Spain. If you're in Latin America, Jesus, I think you've got a chance of finding this match on YouTube. Zhang there staring into the abyss. I mean, in terms of this first set, he almost is. Just trying to get the makeup of the people on the bench here for the team of China. I think there's Perariba I see on the back row there, I think. Do give us a follow on all the socials, by the way, at Talking Tennis TT, wherever you get your social media from. We have a live subscriber count as well. Let's have a quick look to see where we're at on that one. Always creeping up. We're well over 5,000 now anyway. There you go. We breached the 5,000 figure just before New Year. Fingers crossed we can get to 6,000 by the end of the Australian Open. It's a reasonable target. Anyway, Zhang, love 15 here on his serve. Really cannot afford to go a double break down to a player like Hurkacz, who can be so difficult to break. Osaka and Pliskova, very, very tight second set. 4-5 it is in the second set. Of course, Osaka winning the first set. Talking of which, Italy are 2 points away from sealing the first set in that encounter between Garcia and Paolini. Ooh, a loose forehand there from Zhang. We've seen a few of those today, actually. And it is 5-5 now between Osaka and Pliskova. Backhand return from Hurkacz is very long, so it's 30-all. Let's have a quick look at the poll to see what's going on. When I say poll, I mean POLL. Oh, everybody's voting for Hurkacz. Little vote there for Zhang. Prompted the vote by sharing the poll. Zhang has got on the board, by the way, much to his relief, no doubt. So it is now 1-3. Garcia didn't manage to break serve again, but she will now serve for the first set against Paolini. Meanwhile, Pliskova and Osaka remain on serve at 5-all, albeit that Osaka won the first set. But things very, very tight over in Brisbane. But we are here in Perth, concentrating on this quarterfinal between Poland and China. Meanwhile, over in Sydney, there is another quarterfinal. Of course, other quarterfinals still to take place. Later on, I think we have Serbia against... Who are Serbia playing? Are they playing Greece, maybe? Not sure, actually. Let's have a quick look. Who is the second match in Perth? Okay, Canada. Greece-Canada, sorry. So Greece-Canada, which is in Sydney, and Serbia are playing Australia. So Djokovic against De Minaur in that one. Mm-hmm. 30-15 here on the Hurkacz serve. Meanwhile, Garcia and Paolini locked at 15-all in that particular game. Paolini has broken Garcia once in this set. Zhang not broken Hurkacz yet, but he's going to have to do so if he's to have a chance of winning this first set. And it is Perariba on the bench there for China. I saw him on the bench for some of Zhang's matches, which makes sense. Because China qualifying along with Serbia from the same group. And Hurkacz holds, so it is going to be 1-4 at the change of ends. We will take a short break, and I'll be back with you in about 60 seconds. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or where. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. I'm back of a slightly longer delay than I anticipated, but here I am to talk about a Zhang forehand that did not go awry, unlike some of the other forehands that we saw from him earlier in this set. And he has brought up 2 game points over in Sydney on the west coast of Australia. No, east coast of Australia. Get your east and west right, John. Garcia has sealed the first set for France. Of course, France, should they win this encounter between Garcia and Paolini, would be booking their spot in the semi-finals. And of course, the semi-finals will all be taking place in Sydney. There is going to be a day's break, I believe, between the quarters and the semis. By the way, if you see me or hear me randomly chuckle, it's because I've got Miles David in one ear commentating on Osaka against Pliskova. And I'm watching Hurkacz Zhang, which is, by the way, also why, because I did a little ha in the comment earlier, but on Twitch, if you comment on Twitch on one stream, they're both coming through. So I saw Anastasia saying, hi, Jane, from Anastasia, and underneath it says, hey, hey, hey. Zhang has won the first point of this particular game on Hurkacz's serve. Got to update the live subscriber count. Hurkacz is serving at love 15 down the tee. It's one of the toughest. It goes down the middle there, Hurkacz, and Zhang didn't read that very well, and it's 15 all. You're here now, Damien, although you're on mute, so you need to take yourself off mute. But other than that, I think we should all be good. There you go.
Now it's working, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought that my camera was still not going to work, but actually...
Yeah, I must admit, when those things happen, which in the 15 years of using such technology has happened to me half a dozen times, it can be weeks, months, or even years before the camera reappears.
Actually, it was the first time it happened.
Okay, it's happened to me many times.
At least the first time with this particular camera.
Okay.
But, well, turns out it's fine. But even when I joined now, I could already see the green dots. I could see that I'm speaking and that you are going to hear me. But I could only use my laptop camera, which was an absolutely awful quality. It was like the ATP Challenger streams pre-2024. But yeah, it seems that everything is fine now. I have no clue what the reason was, but anyway, let's watch Hubert Hurkacz against Zhizhen.
I don't know why I'm sort of all purpley in the last 24 hours or so. That there's certain lighting going on that's
there is,
sort of,
yeah.
Yeah, but I feel it's kind of YouTubey, so I'm not entirely bothered by it.
Yeah. It looks like it is by design, yeah.
But it's accidental, yeah. By the way, talking of well, I'm not sure if it's talking of design or accident, but Zhang's forehand has been a bit erratic today. Is that a common occurrence?
It might be like it's a little more complicated than his backhand for sure. At least that we can say, and certainly if there's a shot to break down, it probably is that one rather than the backhand, which is just a simpler motion. I think that's the case for a lot of players, right? Like if you have two shots and one of them is just like twice as complicated in terms of the way you produce it, then probably the one to break down under pressure is going to be the one that is more complicated.
My YouTube stream has got further and further behind. At the beginning of the match, it was like, not too bad. But now actually my stream was good. It was actually the scoreboard on the stream that wasn't. It's now just clicked over a couple of points. So that helps.
Yeah, I don't know where you are. I just saw the advantage for Hurkacz.
I'm at deuce, but that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not horrible. So
yeah,
we'll manage. He had like the simplest of putaways, and he
I'm seeing it now.
In fact, managed to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been like watching on and off the first 7 games, but definitely it seems like the sort of calmest match that Hurkacz has played so far in the singles, because he has been shaky as hell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, other than this one, of course. I mean, against Sablefield, he was awful in the opening set. Like that was the peak no return Hurkacz that we were seeing at some point in 2022. Like he literally couldn't return his serve, and also when Sablefield would hit a good forehand, Hurkacz was dead. I know he's like very tall and etc., but his athleticism is actually okay. Like I think on the defense, he's usually able to produce some good work. Maybe he's not going to win most of these points, but still turn around some, make the opponent play. But against Sablefield, I mean, literally one good forehand from Thiago and Hurkacz would be done. That was the first set though, and he recovered from that. And against Spain, I feel like he only really sort of eased up the tension and etc. in the mixed. The good thing is when he's playing with Świątek, he seems to be very comfortable. So
yeah, right, yeah.
Maybe it's the fact that she does most of the work for him.
That's kind of funny.
It's sort of true and not at the same time. Of course, he would beat her in a singles match,
Yes,
needless
yes.
to say. But yeah, in the mix so far, I think she's been the main character. She's been the main player behind the wins that Poland has got. And of course, the double bagel over Spain, it was pretty funny because of the whole Iga Świątek bakery meme.
Yes, yes. Who's the guy with the beard, by the way, talking to Hubie right now?
I don't see him because I already see the game, but I will rewind and
he's got his back to the court.
Tell you. Talking to Hubie? So the Hubie's coach then, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Craig Boynton. Yeah.
Okay. Where's he from?
Yeah, it's just his coach from the States. He coached Steve Johnson as well. He was nominated for Coach of the Year this year, even, which was a little surprising to me. Of course, he never had a chance against Cahill Vanozzi or Ivan Isevich, but it was a little surprising to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, for like maybe a while last year, I was an advocate for letting him go, even, or like, not let. I'm not saying he has to be let go, but like adding someone to the team, because it seemed like for about 2 years, Hurkacz made literally zero progress. But given the second half of the year and how good it was for him besides the US Open, now I'm more on board with just leaving the situation as it is. They've been working together for like 4 years now, maybe. So it's actually a pretty sort of stable partnership compared to most of the tour.
Yeah.
I only guessed it because you said with the beard.
Yeah, I thought the beard might help. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a very characteristic one. And around, I think when Hurkacz won Halle in 2022, there was this thing when Boynton said that I think if he wins this title, I'm going to shave it or something like that, and he did shave it for a while at least.
So Pliskova has leveled things up with Osaka, and France, of course, could well seal the tie with a 2-0 win over Italy.
Manarino won, and who's playing? Garcia Paulini. Yeah. I guess that would mean that France qualifies, right? I haven't actually checked the scenarios too much, but I guess that would mean it. Because France lost to... did they lose to? No, they beat Germany, right? So yeah, they would qualify in the first spot. And Germany, I guess, is fighting for their second place thing.
Yeah.
If they lose, indeed, if Paulini indeed loses to Garcia. So far in Sydney, we've got just one runner-up set, which is Croatia, and they have a 3-3 win-loss record in matches, 50% as well in sets, and 50% in the games too. So that's what Germany has to go up against, basically. Because in Norway, Croatia, Netherlands, Group F, it went down to game percentage, and it was literally 51% Norway, 50% Croatia, and 49% Netherlands.
Yeah,
and it's Norway who qualifies, by the way. Norway who has Malin Helgo as the singles player, right? But she did take a set of Vekic, so I guess she managed to contribute in that way. Plus, also the mixed Ulrike, Kari, Kasper Ruud. It's actually pretty strong, and they beat Vekic Dodik with it. But yeah, there were a few match points, I think, for Croatia in the mixed between Vekic Dodik and Schurs Kolhov. And if they took that, then they would have qualified. But now they sort of have to just fight for it. Now other teams are fighting to have a better record than them. If someone has a 3-0 and 1-2 like China, then of course they're going to qualify.
Forehand winners from Hurkacz 4, 0 off the racket of Zhang so far. It's a lovely backhand from Hurkacz. Comes into the net. She'll put that away, and he does. So a couple of points away from winning this first set now. Where does Hurkacz rank in terms of servers in the world? Top 5?
He would like to say top 1.
Mm,
I think probably second half of last year. Maybe it's even possible.
yeah.
Because you don't have John Isner on the court anymore. Riley Opelka is injured. So maybe, yeah. I mean, that's where he sort of needs to be in order to go forward.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, he could have a year of having the best serve on tour, and still probably won't win a slam necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily win a slam, but yeah, just
he'd win more tournaments.
It's actually quite impressive that he was ranked in the top 10 year-end for 3 straight years now. Like I honestly forget about that. It doesn't seem like it, but it's of course it's always like 9 or 10, right? So that's why it's also not not that really memorable, because he's not in Turin, or at least he's not in Turin as like a starter. He's in Turin as an alternate, like he was this year. By the way, that's like the best set that he's played so far this year for sure. But yeah, I think second half of last year, there's actually an argument to be made that he was the best server in the world. And obviously the ace count would really support it. He was way over 1,000 last year, whereas I think Fritz was at about 700. So there was like a large gap between Hurkacz and anyone else. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure who you would say right now. Like, yeah, Kyrgios. Oh, that's a good example from Ghosty. Yeah, Kyrgios is also like on the Hurkacz level in terms of the serve if he's healthy. But given that all these guys are off the court right now, Isner, Opelka, Kyrgios, I'm not really sure who you would put at number 1, number 2 if Hurkacz isn't there.
Novak comes into the conversation, doesn't he?
Yeah, Novak comes into the conversation very quickly. But it's a Hurkacz, right? Like it kind of has to be right now. That just the other big servers are out at the moment.
Yeah.
We could revisit the conversation when Opelka and Kyrgios are back, but it seems like Hurkacz is the clear number 1 at the moment. I saw someone posting this bet even, which I actually wanted to take, about Hurkacz getting the most aces in the season, and it was like really good odds for what happened last year. So he had a 300 or 350 ace lead or something like that, but I didn't manage to do it. Like the bet wasn't there anymore. But it seems like that would be like really easy for him, given what happened in 2023. Who has the least double faults? Well, depends on the number of matches as well, right? So that's not, that would be a bit tough to work out. I can check out the ATP leaderboards if that's still working, because most of the ATP website isn't after the update. But that depends on the number of matches. So that is a little arbitrary to me.
I'm just gonna dip out and head over to Naomi Osaka Pliskova. I'll not be too far away, but I'm around anyway, so I'm not going to sleep or anything like
that. It's not down, Ghosty, but there are a lot of things that have gotten a lot more complicated after the update. Like, I don't know, even enter a profile of an ATP player and you are going to struggle to find the career high. I still don't know where it is on the new website. So, yeah, it's not easy. But, well, that's what I meant. The ATP website is up right now. It is working at the moment, at least. But indeed, it has also had some issues. Average double faults per match when it comes to the leaderboard, the most is Alexander Bublik, but of course that's kind of self-explanatory given what sort of strategy he uses. Like, I don't think the number of double faults is a great indicator, because it also really is influenced by the fact whether you're risking a lot or not. And Bublik is. If Maxim Cressy was on this ATP leaderboard, then he would be probably the highest, or maybe alongside Bublik, who knows. I know like Federer used to have very few double faults compared to sort of the risk that he took on the second serve. But of course, we're talking about like a legendary second serve. And apparently I cannot go the other way. But it seems that out of the 78 players included, Jordan Thompson is the one with the least double faults. 1.2 per match. But yeah, when you look at the stats, it's not really the best servers that are at the bottom, you know. Jordan Thompson, Juan Pablo Varillas, Dusan Lajovic, Marcos Giron, Sebastian Baez. Lots of clay quarters as well. I guess on clay, you're not going to go for your second serve as much because, well, it's still not going to give you that much of an advantage. But at the same time, you just sort of are okay with rolling it in and starting the rally. So yeah, this isn't really a good indicator, I think. In fact, I would probably have to go until maybe Hurkacz, yeah, who's 59 on the 78 player list with 2 double faults per match to find the first like true elite server. There's also Nicolas Jarry at 57. Zhizhen Zhang, speaking of this match, is at 55. But yeah, I don't think it's a good indicator, no. It really depends on your strategy, simply. If you're risking it with your second serve, obviously your number is going to be high. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're weaker or worse in any way. It just means that you're risking more and maybe you're getting an advantage from that second serve quite a lot. Speaking of advantages, Hubert Hurkacz is currently breakpoint up. Seems like that point will work out for Zhang. Yes, forehand down the line. He smashes it then. But that could have been like a real turn. Well, not a turning point, since this has been going Hurkacz's way basically since the beginning of the match. But this could have been a real like moment when the match is almost done. But that's a good save from Zhang for sure. The forehand down the line, especially good timing on it. As when I joined the stream, John was talking about that shot, so I'm assuming that wasn't really the case before then. Before that, as I said, I was sort of watching on and off. But now we have a really nicely placed Zhizhen Zhang forehand. Not the next one though. The next one is just completely, you know, the motion is just completely broken and mistimed. So another breakpoint for Team Poland and for Hubert Hurkacz. Needless to say, Hurkacz winning this one would be a big help to Team Poland, because then you have 2 chances to clinch it, and of course Świątek will be the favorite against Qin Zheng. Not a sort of lock, not a lock, but still. Very similar point here. Zhang taking his first forehand cross court, then down the line. Seemed like Hurkacz might make him have to play a bit of an uncomfortable lob, but the moonball from the pole is just a little behind the baseline. So we are back at deuce. I think long-term Cardito's strong second serve is more helpful than aces. It could be a thing that basically that Alcaraz, and generally speaking, that good second servers are a little underrated. Like, you don't really look at it because, yeah, there's no clear stat like aces and etc. I think Alcaraz does have like one of the best second serves in the world, but is it like Federer Sampras level? I don't think so. And Zhang takes the game, so. But no, calling Alcaraz the best server, I think that's way too much. I think that's way too big of a stretch, yeah. If you're on Zhang's team, is this United Cup experience worthwhile? What do you mean? As like the other players from China, like not Qin Zheng and Zhizhen Zhang? If that's what you mean, not really, I think. And that's why a lot of number 2 players that we saw at this event last year, they decided not to come. For example, I don't know, Viktor Durasovic was such a staple at the ATP Cup, United Cup as Norway's number 2. Now he's not there because, well, number 2s don't matter anymore. So I would say not really. You get to practice with the guys, but I still wouldn't really play it unless you're like a player who's like really far behind. You know, that main couple of guys, and you sort of just want to learn from them throughout the week. So in fact, Team Norway is a good example with Andrea Petrovic and etc. China, I think, Buyun Chaokete, maybe it's okay for him. But Yuncheng Zhang, who obviously didn't play, is in Hong Kong right now. He beat Laszlo Jere in a third set thriller. I think today he's going to play Botik van de Zandschulp. And I think he's a good example of the fact that for him, it actually made a lot more sense to just play the ATP 250 in Hong Kong. I mean, if Zhang just goes and gets his ass kicked by a bunch of guys before the AO, is that helpful? I mean, he beat Hurkacz, right? So even if he loses here, there's nothing really that... Like, honestly, when he played Djokovic, I had zero negative things to say about his performance. Obviously, he was outplayed. By the way, that's a fantastic aggressive forehand from Hurkacz. And actually part of why I don't want to fire Craig Boynton anymore. Because it seems like they have tampered with that shot at least a little bit. But anyway, like Zhang against Djokovic, I had zero negative comments about his performance. He was outplayed heavily, but it is what it is. You're playing the best of all time. And sometimes you're just not going to be able to do anything. And that's okay. The way his movement looked super clunky against Djokovic, it doesn't really happen against other players. In this match, it's not going to pop up. Like it's not something that Hurkacz will be able to expose. So it's absolutely fine, I think. And yeah, it's not like Zhang has been, wow, that's a sensational return. A little accidental, I think, but he is back to 30 all now with this forehand return winner. And also Zhang, of course, defeated... Zhang also defeated Hurkacz in the first match and also the mixed doubles. So I don't think it's like this. Can Zhang be top 10? I think purely in terms of like ball striking, I've said it many times, he has nothing to fear against the top guys. Like when you put him against someone like Casper Ruud, for example, at the US Open, or Hubert Hurkacz, he's playing him for the third time in about 3 months. Like, he is not worse than these guys. His weaknesses are more so mental and also like maybe the ability to use your game in the most effective way, if that makes sense. But if I have to say, whether he makes the top 10 or not, I would still go no. But I don't think it would be the most outrageous thing in the world. I mean, the guy is ridiculously talented and also so technically sharp. Like, watching Zhizhen, especially live, you sort of just feel like, okay, someone who knew what they're doing put in a lot of effort for him to play like this. Obviously, the physicality was there already. The strength, the height, which is very rare for Asian players. Most of them are like extremely good ball strikers, feel for the ball, but they are, generally like lightweight, maybe you could say. Zhizhen was different from the get-go, but like the fact that he's playing like this, I think someone really put in a lot of work for that to happen. And yeah, you can see just how sound his strokes are all the time. Anyway, 6-3, 1-1-0. A couple of big serves giving Hurkacz the edge when it went to deuce. If Hubie beats Zhang in 2 sets on the heels of Djokovic beating him, won't that crash his confidence? Honestly, Zhang is not the most naturally confident player in the world, so maybe, but then again, like, he's playing Hurkacz and Djokovic, He's recently beaten Hurkacz. Of course, he hasn't played Djokovic yet, so this could be a bit of a disappointing experience that he wasn't able to get close at all. But it is the best of all time. Like, realistically speaking, I don't think it should influence his confidence, but it might, given that he's Zhang and like, at least what I know about the guy, from talking about him a few times, I don't think he's like the most naturally confident player. But crash his confidence. I mean, you're playing 2 top 10 players, what can you do? I was talking about it, in fact, on the Djokovic Zhang stream. I think at the end, I had this a bit of a rant where I just said that look at this from like a Zhizhen Zhang perspective, and you play that guy, and he's of course the best player of all time. So you're not exactly expecting to win, but like you just come out and you get absolutely destroyed, and all you, I guess, can think about when leaving the court is, I will never be as good as that guy. And it is a little depressing, but basically, I don't think 2 losses to top 10 players would destroy Zhang's confidence. Also, given his mixed success here, well, success. I mean, they defeated Hurkacz Wondrouszova, of course, with Kinven, and also they played Danilovic Djokovic in a good match. So yeah, I don't think this will ruin Zhang in any way. That was a sensational forehand, by the way, from the great Chinese. I said it, I think, yesterday on a stream, but this match, this tie as a whole, I mean, Poland versus China is a bit of like my 2 kids battling against each other. Obviously, I'm Polish. Ghosty will say that I'm not a patriot, but well, I definitely have a different definition of the word and the whole meaning of the phrase than other Poles, I would say. but still, I do root for the Polish team. But at the same time, China is probably like my favorite to watch this United Cup, just because I enjoy Zhizhen Zhang and Qinwen Zheng a lot, like individually, but also their dynamic as a duo. So yeah, it's basically my 2 favorite teams in the competition. Obviously, Poland is the big favorite, and Poland is the one that's very likely could win the title as well, especially if Hurkacz keeps stepping up. And this match, I think he's been a lot better. Have you been to China? No. I actually haven't been outside Europe. I don't know if John has been to China. I haven't heard about it, but John has traveled quite a lot, so maybe. But no, I haven't been outside Europe ever, so. I see that Tsitsipas, no, sorry, not Tsitsipas, but Auger-Aliassime as well has withdrawn again. He earlier said that he might be ready for Canada's next match. Turns out he wasn't. Also in Auckland, there was this hilarious match between Xinyu Wang and Ziyu Wang, right? The broadcaster's nightmare, basically. John says that it seems like it's long way back now for Naomi. She is down a break in the third set against Karolina Pliskova. I haven't had the chance to watch her yet in the comeback, so can't really have any opinions. But yeah, if she clinched that as well, right? Korpacz Pliskova, she gets 3 matches on the board. That would be a big win for her. Like even the fact that she's going to get more playtime. Of course, outside the United Cup, that's Brisbane, but we have a lot of matches going on right now. In Auckland, Emma Navarro is beating Avanesian pretty easily. I think we expected that. And also Brisbane, Ugo Humbert defeated Alex Mickelsen, so he might be there waiting for Rafa in the quarters. And James Duckworth and Yannick Hanfman have just started. I think Matteo Arnaldi and Lucas Klein are soon to follow. Holger Rune, Alexander Shevchenko, that's a good one in a few hours from here. I'm definitely excited for Yuncheng Shang as well today to play Botic. It's already massive for the 18-year-old to 18-year-old. Yeah, I think he's 2005 born, so 18-year-old. But I think he's gonna be 19 very soon. I believe his birthday is like January or February, definitely early in the year. But anyway, it was massive for him to beat Jared in 3 sets because last year he was basically struggling physically in every 3-set battle. But anyway, let's see if Zhizhen Zhang can break here because he now has an opportunity. Hurkacz with a couple of sloppy errors, and it's love 30. 19 unforced errors from Hurkacz racket already, and 15 from Zhang's. Given the score of the match, we would expect a more Zhang-oriented breakdown, I suppose, but no. But yeah, this is his moment, and he doesn't really take it. I know missing a first serve return against Hurkacz is okay, but this was actually just 182 kilometers an hour, and also at the body, but not at the body in a way that would make Zhang uncomfortable. I think this one is actually a return that we can sort of criticize Zhang for missing. He was in the next point as well, but he mistimes his backhand, so it's back to 30-all for the Pole now. Couple of decent opportunities, and I know they weren't amazing or anything, but that's sort of what you have to look at when you're playing Hurkacz. When you're love 30 and he doesn't, when you're 30 love up and he doesn't ace you twice, that's already an indicator that you might be looking at an opportunity to break. But maybe the opportunity is long gone by now, given that Hurkacz just blasted an ace out wide. Ooh, that serve though. Really close to the line. But he doesn't make it. And against Hurkacz, Zhang is like okay defensively, right? And it's not a I'm not shading Hurkacz now. I'm just saying that it was so wild how Djokovic just made Zhang look like a pillar, figure, statue, whatever. He basically made him seem like one of the worst athletically gifted players in the world, which is not the case at all. But well, that was just the precision, the angles that Djokovic used, and that was a pretty insane performance for a first match of the year as well. But anyway, Hurkacz Zhang 2-all in the second set. I think we can clearly call that an opportunity missed for the Chinese. Love 30 down, and the first 2 points at least, it was him who basically mistimed 2 shots to give Hurkacz a bit of a breathing space. And once the Pole got there, he just straight up capitalized on it. By the way, last year that match between Hurkacz and Zhang in Tokyo was going pretty similar. Hurkacz was up a set and a break, and then he eventually lost it. By the end of it as well, he was like barely walking around the court in the third set tiebreak especially. He was really tired after winning Shanghai. But all I'm saying is that there was a match that was like dominated early between them by Hurkacz. But then it actually turned out different. Zhang approaches the net, will have to hit a backhand overhead, and actually, wow, that was really cool. I didn't expect him to hit it this good. It's an uncomfortable shot for most players, but he handled it very, very well. It wasn't a proper like backhand smash, but definitely a backhand overhead volley, and that's actually surprisingly clean, given that the shot has a like the learning curve of it is actually quite high. This smash from Zhang was pretty awful though, and he does play it to Hurkacz. The Pole has it on his racket. He goes down the middle with the pass, and the Chinese can't quite control his forehand volley here. So 15-30, and just from having an opportunity, or at least a missed opportunity a second ago in the previous game, Zhang will now be in a bit of trouble. First serve going in this game, unlike most of the match, but it's not actually giving him all that much of an advantage. The first 2 forehands did, though, and that's a clean point by the 27-year-old. First the inside out, and then just a quick kill cross court. Again, Hurkacz is in the rally, so at least he's getting there, but the forehand down the line from Zhang is insane now. I think from when I turned on the match, he's basically hit all of them, especially when he's like a little out of position. Doesn't hit it like fully on the run, but at least has to make like 1-2 steps on the move there. He has been pretty insane at that shot so far. And that's an ace to give him a 3-2 lead. How's Naomi Osaka doing? 2-4 down, but she's serving against Pliskova. Ben Rottenberg would be disappointed to see that, I guess. Oh, and Ghosty said BRB gonna check Osaka Pliskova as well. Yes, Ghosty, I don't know if you're here, but Runa Shevchenko is going to be today. That's the last match of the day, at least on the men's side in Brisbane. Tsitsipas also pulled out. Did I just not refresh, or I didn't even know that? But to me, I mean, for me, Tsitsipas is still there, but I don't know. Maybe he has pulled out, and I haven't even seen that. Two Wongs make a right, so that's to Ziyu and Zinyu. But when I saw that, I instantly thought of Coleman Wong. Actually, I guess my brain is just too. I guess my brain is just too set on ATP. John is talking to Terry, but I haven't seen Terry's a comment from Terry in forever. So I guess my screen is weird here. But I don't know. Maybe it's my StreamYard that isn't showing a comment from Terry. I'll check it on YouTube, I guess. I see that earlier we had a message from someone who wanted to offer promotion to the channel. Not a bot at all. Definitely a message that was written by a human. I think we should seriously consider it. Wow, that's an insane shot. I wasn't expecting Zhang to do it at all, and I guess that's also what Hubert Hurkacz was feeling. But yeah, that's really cool actually. In this sort of cat and mouse situation, he manages to pull out a semi drop shot, a stab, I guess, of his backhand side. And yeah, sure, go ahead. Good reactive return as well on the next ball. So will he be love 30 again on the Hurkacz serve? Depends on this volley from Zhang, which is not going to go. I don't hate the choice. It was clear that that Hurkacz was going to struggle a little bit with the backhand slice down the line from Zhang. But I think it was a little excessive to go to the net here. 9 net points already in the second set, Zhang. So he's visiting there, that avenue. He's visiting that spot on the court quite a lot, actually. It doesn't seem to me like there was a comment from Ghosty, so okay. So Terry is tuned into our Osaka Pliskova stream, yeah, and that's why I wasn't sure what comment John was referring to. Lovely from Zhang, I guess, was the stab, whatever shot that was. It was a bit of a dropper, but he definitely, I definitely wasn't expecting it from him in that spot. 3 games all, still on serve. I guess it wasn't like the minor opportunity that Zhang had in the previous game where he was 30 love up on Hurkacz serve, but here he was 15 love up and he had that point where, well, he had some advantage at least for a while. So, the last 2 games have been a little more optimistic for the Chinese in terms of the prospects of breaking Hubi. But of course, that will all be made redundant if he actually loses his serve anytime soon. Decent forehand angle as well from Hurkacz. Wiktorowski and Boynton uploading it. Daniel Michalski as well in the back. Daniel is an example of a player who was at the United Cup last year, played as the number 2, played in the number 2 singles spot, but actually still decided to go despite the format changing and the fact that he's not going to play now, like he's not going to get a chance. But I actually understand his decision. I haven't talked to him about it, but I understand his decision a lot because, well, he gets free flight tickets to Australia, funded by the Polish Federation. He gets to practice and sort of be around these guys for a week. And then he goes back to Europe through Finland, through a couple of challengers in Nonthaburi as well. So, yeah, I think it's perfectly fine for him. But I also understand why many players who were supposed to be number 2s didn't fancy playing the United Cup. Or playing, in Daniel's case, I guess being on the team because, well, yeah, I don't think he's going to get a chance to play. Last year, though, he did get like 3 or 4 matches. Then eventually being subbed in for Kacper Żuk when the semifinals against the United States came around. What's going on? I'm not sure, but it's for 30 all, and has someone fainted or something? I don't know. Yeah, it's hard for me to tell what's going on, but the chair umpire is of her seat, and everyone in Team Poland who is closer to the action apparently is also of their seat. It does look a bit like someone must have had some sort of health issues, but I don't know if that's a person on the Poland team or is it a spectator? Yeah, I mean the camera is not really showing it. That they're just having this perspective from the back end of the court. Duo and Zhizhen now walking back and talking to Alison Hughes. Yeah, not sure what the delay is, to be honest with you. The camera that we have here will not exactly tell us the whole story, so... Yeah, so I guess I'm going to look at the results of some other matches. Klein already a break up on Arnaldi. That would be a massive win for him as well. Getting to the quarters. I'm suddenly feeling really good about me predicting that he's going to break the top 100 this year, but who knows? But yeah, I love the fact that he's doing way better at the ATP level than he was last year. Because last year he had that window of opportunity in the first half where he was defending only 23 points until May because he was injured in the sort of second half to 2021, first half 2022. But he didn't take that opportunity at all. He was actually awful at the ATP level, qualifying I think once and losing to someone in Marseille, maybe Goffin, but I'm not sure. But now he's had such an explosive start to the season, and if he also beats Arnaldi here, I think that's absolutely amazing for the guy. Ghosty probably would hate it because Alex Molchan lost this week and Lukas Klein is clearly showing that he's the best Slovak player at the moment. Nonthaburi also starting. We've got Numea. It's all happening at the zoo right now. It's a Simon and Garfunkel reference, but Jerry Armstrong is there as well as the supervisor, but yeah, I have no clue what actually happened. Seems like they will be back playing right now, though. Loud cheers in the stadium. Yeah, players are ready, says Alison Hughes. So we are playing right now. 30 all, 3 all as well. The rhythm was obviously a bit lost here for Zhang. If he double faults, it will be a bit unfortunate for him, but it is what it is. Of course, Hurkacz wasn't intending to have that delay. And the Pole actually plays a great one on the 30 all points. Pretty big forehand cross, and then he approaches the net. So it's a breakpoint instantly for Team Poland, and it's a breakpoint that could also more or less end the match right here if it is taken. Hurkacz return is on the baseline, and Zhang will need to be very careful with his shots now, and he's not. So it's 6-3, 4-3, Team Poland, Hubert Hurkacz leading by a set and a break, and he might be on his way to securing this tie if he just can hold 2 more times. And of course, he's one of the players on the tour right now who hold the most. Yeah, I checked Twitter just to, for someone to tell me what happened. But yeah, it seems like everyone just had the same idea that probably someone had some, I don't know, fainted in the crowd or, just didn't feel good. One of the members of our team, actually, no, sorry, I mistakenly looked at the avatar, but someone tweeted that Naomi stopped uploading a normal ace challenge, which is interesting. I guess she's uploading Pliskova aces then. Anyway, in that match, indeed, that we also have on our channel, and I know that there are a lot more viewers there, Karolina Pliskova will be serving for the match in a second. Duckworth Hanfman has started as well in Brisbane. 2 games all currently. I think Yannick Hanfman leads the head-to-head 2-0, and it's actually both on hard courts, but it seems like a decent opportunity for Quack, as I like to call James Duckworth. Yes, Duck, because Duck. Yeah, sure. I guess I'm a Brad Gilbert-like figure in that way. What did I miss here, says John? Yeah, someone fainted in the crowd. Zhang lost his momentum a little bit. And now we are setting a break up. Obviously, it's not going to be like a main talking point that Zhang lost because of that. But, it's clear that he did lose a little bit of steam there. He was at 30 all, of course, serving, so it's not ideal to just come back after like 5 minutes break. But, well, it is what it is. It's definitely not why he's losing so far. I mean, more so, I think it's the very clean performance of Hurkacz, who's finally not nervous, not tense. We'll see if that holds up when he's serving out for the match as well. Some people saying that the Brisbane Osaka Pliskova clash is really good. Jake on Twitter as well, one of our regulars here, is asking me how is Hubie looking. Well, I will finally get to have some compliments for the big guy. Someone in the crowd yelling, "One more, Hubie," in Polish. That's the sort of tidbits that you can get from me, given that I do know the language. And in fact, it is my native one, of course. That's why it's important to have me watching this. My 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. humor is a little weird. Excuse me for that. But anyway, 6-3, 5-3. One more hold for Hurkacz. And is it one more hold for Karolina Pliskova as well? Let me check the score of that. Yes, indeed. Karolina Pliskova wins this match against Naomi Osaka. Once upon a time, these players would have even maybe fought for the number one spot or something like that. But of course, now they're very different there. But Team China clinches the game, so we will now have Hubert Hurkacz serving for it. And of course, given that it is Hubert Hurkacz, it has to be treated like a huge opportunity. Maybe an opportunity to end this tie as well. Of course, we won't say it until Świątek beats Zhang because, well, she's facing one of the most talented players of her generation as well. But given that we're still going to have mixed and Świątek Zhang after this one, it would obviously be a pretty huge opportunity for Team Poland. Ice and Hughes says time, and Hubert Hurkacz is currently approaching the baseline. He will be serving for the match against Zhizhen to put Team Poland in a great position to potentially claim this quarterfinal tie. Of course, the winners of this tie will not be playing until the 6th, until the 6th of January. Since tomorrow we have one Sydney quarterfinal, then the day after we have one more Sydney quarterfinal. Then on the 6th we have two semifinals, both in Sydney, but one of them will be the teams from Perth. So, Poland or China against Australia or Serbia. Nice stuff from Hurkacz here again. The serve put him in a great position, but he also needs to convert that with the forehand, and this shot has been looking really good today. Like, he's proactive with it, he's aggressive with it, he's landing it, his movement is really good. So, yeah, this is definitely the best match that he's played so far. And that's game set match for Team Poland. 6-3, 6-4. This time less issues against Zhang than in Shanghai or Tokyo, where both matches ended in deciding set tiebreaks. One of them went Zhang's way, one of them Hurkacz's. But yeah, Hubert Hurkacz claims the win, and that was definitely the best that we've seen from him so far in 2024. Finally, a good singles showing. He is saying thank you to the Chinese team at the moment. And Iga Świątek will have a chance to secure this tie against Qinwen Zheng soon. and we will also have a stream for that match. So of course you guys should feel invited for that one. I don't know if you have our producer around or not. That comment from Adam is interesting in the chat. Is that sarcastic or not? I don't know, but I think so. Since Damian won't do it, I guess I'll have to be proud of Poland on Hubie's behalf. No. I mean, sure. That was definitely the best we've seen from him, as I said, and I don't know if I feel proud for Hurkacz, but certainly he did well today, and very likely has secured the tie for Poland in a way, because for the next two matches we are also favored. So.
Can you hear me all right, Damien?
Yep.
Cool. How was that? I didn't really see lots of it. I was doing about 5 things at the same time. But I mean, the scoreline, I think, is quite impressive compared where Zhang was at the back end of last season. I thought Djokovic's demolition of Zhang, which I did see from start to finish, was mightily impressive from a guy who hadn't played tennis for a month. I mean, I guess you might expect it from Djokovic, but I thought he might have a few issues. I thought it might go 3 sets, for example. But what was Hubie's level like today?
Yeah, I do have to agree with that about Djokovic. Like, I know he's the best of all time, etc.
I know, but even then, it still impressed me.
Yeah, that was a low-key clinic. And here, Hurkacz, I mean, compared to, of course, their recent matches in Shanghai, Tokyo, it was a lot more comfortable for him. I think the main aspect of that was that, Zhang was the one who had all the issues on serve, but at the same time, like, Hurkacz was really proactive on his forehand side in the rallies, which sometimes could result in a number of errors. But in general, it is a good thing, of course, for him to have that sort of comfort level attacking with that shot. And I think that was probably the main thing about it. He wasn't exposing Zhang's movement like Djokovic did. That's kind of impossible. But I think that was definitely the best match he's played so far, and really making us hopeful for the next ones as well, if Poland is to advance, of course. I don't think Yibing Wu is 27, by the way. Yibing Wu is like 24 or something like that.
I heard you getting a bit confused with
24, yeah, 99 born, just like myself.
I heard you getting a bit confused by something, and I was like, what's going on there? But now I know exactly what it was, because I just seen the comment in the live chat, which I don't understand at all, because it flips between the first few minutes or the first few words. I'm thinking, oh, that's very complimentary. Then I'm thinking at the end there, maybe it's not. Adam, I'd love to hear more from you.
Yeah.
Also, the other funny
Adam,
thing,
let us pick your brain. You seem to be a fascinating person.
Get Adam, and let's get Nerlan in on this somehow, and we'll let things go loose and see how it
Adam is probably Polish, by the way.
I thought that too, particularly from the surname, but even the first name too. I think Adam is a name in Poland, right?
It is a name in Poland, yes.
Although, is there also Adnam, or I might be thinking of maybe like Serbia or Bosnia with that?
Yeah, that's not a thing now.
Yeah, that might be Bosnia. Then it's Adnam. But also the other one as well. I heard you commenting on the bot, which was quite amusing as well. Yeah, hello. Sorry for bothering you. I was gonna block it, and then I just thought, even if it's a bot,
I thought I'll text him. I'll text it.
I like the sorry for bothering you line. I thought, well, if it's spam and it's a bot or whatever it is, it's all right.
Listen, the price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient order management panel, chat panel, everything is in your hands. Turn it on, off, customize.
What can go wrong? What can go wrong?
Exactly.
Stream-rise.com, and we're giving them some extra publicity there as well. So there we go. Ghosty asking where Nerlan is.
He was there a couple of days
his visits
ago, right?
are fleeting, and that's why we, I guess we appreciate him So yeah, all right. Well, listen, we'll bring this to an end, and we'll be back shortly, I think, for Iga Swiatek against Qinwen Zheng.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a guaranteed. It's not. It's extremely likely, but it's not a guaranteed. Or am I?
It's only a guarantee because it's like it's only close to a guarantee because it's Iga Swiatek. Like literally any other player in the world right now, you would say Zhang has a great chance. Even if it's like Sabalenka, who has sort of proved that this is a good matchup for her, and generally players who like take the first strike, I don't know, velocity from away from Zhang, but like any other player than Swiatek, and you would be saying, oh wow, this is still nothing like is set in this matchup. In this tie, I guess.
All right. See you shortly. I'll probably start the stream around the time that they start warming up. But that could be anything from 5 to 20 minutes away, I think. It just is upcoming on my screen. So yeah, see you soon.
See you.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.